Running the show by Lauderdale, Jones, Scott, and Smith, Winston, Leak, you better act right. Don't drive slow and be wild at night, 'cause you need to know that if you do, that Scotty Ray is watching you.
He's everywhere! He's everywhere!
That man is faster than a scalded cat. If you do something dumb, then you better run with haste. Scotty Ray's at a wreck before it ever takes place.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. This is Odie, and this officially marks the end of your 3-day weekend.
Yes, back to reality, back to work.
Sometimes that's good, sometimes it's not.
That's right.
Sandra says happy Monday to everyone.
And good morning to everybody. April, Julia, Lisa, Mark, everybody. Y'all have a wonderful Monday morning.
Odie, I want you to show this because this is extraordinary work. And I left the little wine glass over there for that girl.
Yeah, she's got to have one. But Mr. Herman Russell came by and saw us Friday.
Yeah.
And he got us all a coffee cup. I can't flip it around because I got my coffee in it. But, I mean, that's
cherry.
It's cherry.
It's cherry.
That's cherry wood that he has formed, got a plastic insert in it. But that is a wooden coffee cup, and it works great.
Handmade. I'm telling you.
Yes. And Mr. Russell, thank you so much. This is awesome, beautiful, beautiful work. It just doesn't, you just don't see it real good on camera, but the woodwork with this and a wooden coffee cup, I've never seen one.
Well, he said he doesn't sell them. He just does it for...
it's a hobby.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
So, yes, this is great. So thank you so much.
I don't guess I've ever seen anything quite like that.
No. But that's pretty cool.
I can't... We'll get that during the commercial break to show what he brought Julie. That's neat how he done that with a little glass in the top of it there.
Yeah, for her to have a little wine glass. Well, you know, Greg says she's always having a little cheese with her wine.
It's maybe why she ain't been here in a month. She had a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Bless her heart. She's been missing work left and right.
Oh, me, must be nice.
Hey, Sheila Morgan, good to see you joining us. Howard DuBose is from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yeah. Rick, stay hydrated. Continue to drink water. Water.
All that stuff is good for you there. Let's see, as we begin today, we will cover what went on in Texas, that horrible thing.
That's tough.
Those little girls, I mean, they never saw this coming.
Yeah.
At least 20 of them, and then the death toll right now sits, Odie, at 82 as of this morning, and they say that's going to rise, that it's not over, that it's more that they're going to find. A lot of people are trying to point fingers and all, but this was unprecedented.
There we go.
That word. What was it? 35 feet in 4 to 5 hours. It rose.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone has seen the likes of this before.
And water, I mean, it is so powerful. It's hard to just hold that back. And it's going to go where it wants to, and it's going to cause destruction wherever it's at.
Do you remember wasn't it a small child or a teen that was found clinging to a tree some 10 miles down where she was holding on and she was found? Wasn't that a teen and not an adult?
You know, I can't remember, but somebody had made it to a tree and hung on.
I want to say I posted this story this weekend dealing with that. I'm trying to see if I had that handy. Maybe I don't, but terrifying. Just Yeah, I can't find the exact story that I had quickly, but it was, and I think it was a teen holding on to that tree. And then the guy that ran the camp for the girls, he was 70. He saved a bunch of them's life and gave his life. He was alive when they found him, and then he succumbed to his injuries once he was found. A lot of connections, as I mentioned this morning. There's a lot of people who have family, even from the Meridian area, that had people there at the camp. That are okay. Big camp there, or a family member, a cousin, or someone who was there on site. You just really don't realize just how connected the United States is until tragedy happens, and you realize how close it is. We're tight knit, y'all.
Well, so what is that? The power of 9 is that is that the old saying? It's probably less now, but you know, if you take 9 of your friends, you're connected somewhere with everybody around the world.
And that makes sense.
You know, you've got friends that connect all the way around.
Oh, Chunky.
It was a
checking in
young
this morning.
female that was holding on to
It
the
was
tree.
okay. But I'm telling you, my heart breaks. And I got some mad at, and I have to be honest, of a story. We don't realize just how wonderful the United States is. We truly
Amen.
don't. And this is one of those countries, and I quit after I got into 2 lines into the story. I had to stop Odie before I overheated, I think is the word. Taliban are one of these foreign countries that allow grown men to marry children. And I don't know if it was Iran, Taliban, whatever. It's kind of all the same to me when you do it. She was 6 years old, and even they blocked and told him he had to wait till she was 9. 9 years old. Y'all think about that. A grown man. We need to send some troops there and straighten that out. In my opinion, that's just me. It should never happen.
Something that
It just gets under my skin quickly, and again, I couldn't finish reading the story because it horrified me, because I know I can't stop it. And Bob, you're right; they're called pedophiles, whatever country they're from. That's exactly what that is.
Period. Angie said it was the 6th degree, not 9 degree.
6?
Yeah. We'll reach everybody around the world. You know, 6 friends, and they're 6, and they're 6, and. It's pretty cool the way.
Only takes 12 to send you downriver, I
You
hear.
got that right. But they 6 to keep you out of it, too. You'd rather be judged by 6 and carried by 12.
Ooh.
Or judged by 12 and carried by 6.
Yeah.
Joe, you 6 sick people, 100%.
It is, and don't get me wrong. Things like this happen in the United States also, but we have laws to protect children. In those countries, they don't. It still happens here, and those people that are guilty of this need the ultimate sacrifice. And usually when they meet Big Bubba somewhere else, it is handled on that type. We know what goes on behind those cell doors. We do.
There's a different set of laws sometimes inside those bars.
It is.
And they don't like that kind of activity neither.
I just can't understand how a country can recognize something like that. It bothers me. But enough about what we can't fix.
How can the parents let that happen?
I know. I would, as you would and I would, we'd give our life trying to fight something like that in a heartbeat.
Goes back to being judged by 6.
Yes, sir.
And carried by, or judged by 12 and carried by 6.
We all know what he means.
Yeah, y'all know where I'm getting
It's
at.
a little early.
It's Monday, and you got to watch what you say sometimes.
I mispronounce words all the time. It's okay. Most everybody knows what I mean.
That's right.
We'll get it out one way or the other. We'll be right back and tell you about some of the stories that have happened locally over the weekend. It's been mighty, is the word. Can I use that word? See?
Well, yeah.
Better than the Q word, right?
Yeah, better than the Q word.
But it's been calm.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that next as this morning gets underway. Y'all stay with us. American Portable Buildings not only has buildings, but they also have trailers. They're budget friendly, 0 down, no credit check. Come take advantage of these savings today. Take a look at all they have to offer. If it's a trailer you need, they have them from 12 foot to 16 foot to 18 foot, even car haulers. If you're tired of having to borrow a trailer every time you need one, see them today. Call 601-693-6200 or drop by for a visit at 4838 Old Homestead Road in Meridian. Grass cutting season is here, and if you need a new lawnmower, drop in and visit our friends at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494. If you've got a big yard with acres and acres to mow, they have the size yard you have. Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower that fits you and your budget. From 48-inch all the way up to 60, or the X-Mark lawnmower. Plenty of these to choose from. Also, they carry a complete line of LS tractors. Come by for a test drive today. Financing available. Visit our friends at Freeman Tractor, Highway 494. Rockhouse Gun and Pound, located at 5430 Highway 19 North, is ready for spring. From weed eaters to push and riding lawnmowers, and one of the largest selections you'll find in chainsaws, along with power tools and generators for backup power. Maybe you're in the market for a TV or maybe a guitar. And not to mention a large selection of diamond rings and Louis Vuitton purses. The Rock House Gun and Pawn even has a private lobby for your pawns for confidentiality. Visit them today, Highway 19 North, Rock House Gun and Pawn. Birthdays, anniversaries, welcome. We'd love to tell the story of what you have.
Get them in here.
Yes, sir, Bob. Let me show you a scene that was a common fixture across the streets of Meridian this weekend. Look at that. There was a bunch of that.
You know, Chief Sanders said that this was going to continue.
He did?
That he is going to be out in full force, and not just his guys, but he's going to be out there. It was good to see him out and about the other night and taking part. He really does care about the city, and I think he wants to come in here and make this safe for everybody again.
Let me see if I can. I'm trying to find the video that we had from the streets. Let me scroll down here and take a look, because we did a live from the streets the other night with the Meridian Police Department. And it's got to be here somewhere. I'll locate it in a minute.
But yeah, there he is right there, I believe.
Is that it right there?
Now the one down.
Yeah, here it is. Let me pause this and just show you. This was live from 29th Avenue, Odie, as we came across. Let me close that out. As we joined the police on the street, this was the scene here, and he spoke with us. Chief Gale, Assistant Chief Gale was there. Here's Chief Malachi Sanders, our new police chief in Meridian. And we haven't had a police chief speak to us in 4 years. They would not give any type of comment period on anything. And he was there live on scene, and they talked to us. All of the top brass of the Meridian Police Department talked to us. As I was standing there were 3 DUIs that were taken into custody there at 29th Avenue. This continued all weekend. We'll check in with the Meridian Police Department today and get some numbers as to how many were citations. I'm sure that they got a list of citations and arrests for DUIs and things of that nature over the weekend. Meridian hadn't seen this in years.
No, and the money, that's another aspect. You can call it money hungry if you want or whatever, but the fact of the matter is, I mean, people are getting pulled over for doing something wrong, and then there's a monetary surprise waiting on the end of that. And yes, that goes and benefits the city of Meridian. But the main part, people always say, well, why are they just sitting on the side of the road wanting to bother people's day by checking license? They ought to be out and about fighting crime. That is a solid way to fight crime. As a matter of fact, that's one way that the crime actually comes to them. They sit there, they are able to see who's coming up and down our roads, and are they able to drive? Do they have the right identification, and are they even wanted? So one way to curb crime is exactly what they're doing,
because it keeps the bad guys in. They go, whoa, I don't need to be checked. I don't have a license and whatnot. They usually stay in. Now, let's be honest about this. Crime has been curbed this weekend. Will something happen? It sure will. You can't predict when the bad guys are going to do something, but it shows that they're watching to see what he does. And so far, he has taken a strong stance against crime out of the box. Not, again, what we've been used to the last 4 years.
You're not going to stop every bit of it. There's no way that one man can come in here and curb every bit of the crime in a week. But what he's doing, it's going to take a little time. It's a huge deterrent. I like and applaud what he's doing, and I think it's going to be great.
Also, Darrell Thompson, captain, spoke with us. Also, we had Gail speak with us also, who's the assistant police chief. He spoke with us on scene, and I teased him. I said, I never heard you speak before. But he had, and let me be honest, he had direct orders from the previous administration, meaning Jimmy Smith, and also the former police chief, that they could not speak to media whatsoever. They just kept their heads down and walked by. Couldn't. It was a direct order. They didn't want to have anything. They didn't want anything to get out. And there is a change at the guard, so to speak. And
I tell you, I've worked with every one of these guys, and they are some great people. And they do have some feelings for Meridian, and they want to look at Meridian and make it great again. They have family that live here, and they want their family to be safe.
Yeah. So they took to the streets this weekend. There was a police car hiding behind every building that you could imagine, going woo, 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 woo. We'll tell you about some of the things that happened here. Let's see here. Dave, what's your brother's name? You said
I was going to ask that. Dave's brother. All the way in Alaska. Is he awake yet?
I don't even know what it's a major time difference in Alaska.
Something like that, yeah. I don't even know if it's daylight or dark.
Yeah, I don't either, because they have 6 months of
darkness or something over there.
Yeah, something to that effect. I've never been.
So let us know his name. We'll give him a shout out. Will he make it to Alaska, believe it or not?
Yeah, we've had a few people watch us there.
They don't watch us live because they're asleep, but they do come back and watch us.
That's true. I was trying to get this kind of set up. Yeah, here's where I want to start on this. We have to give Mississippi Highway Patrol and Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department kudos for what they've done. Now, let me show you this still picture before we hit play here. This is live on I-20. You see this truck coming here.
Yeah.
All right, this is just a regular guy going down the road. If you will see this coming out of their hands right there, and then there's one coming here. These are what you call
spike strips.
And they're deployed when you need to stop a vehicle. Now, over in Birmingham, which is what, two hours, a little over 2 hours?
About 2.5 hours away.
State troopers, and I'm not running down Alabama by any means, y'all don't get me wrong. He stole a vehicle from a hospital and headed west. He passed every state trooper as they were wording this, as they attempted to put out spikes, but he would either go around them. Lauderdale County kind of figured that out, and when they got here, they got on both sides of the highway.
We'll just cover all of it.
And there was no way around it. And let me hit play on this, and we'll touch base on this as it goes back and forth. Here it goes. Watch it. And as you'll see, all of them hit it. Here he goes.
There went the air.
And then here we go. Boogie there, I think is the word for it, as the police take off and we get in behind them. All right, there they go. And then we pull in behind them, and we stay behind this as it goes. This would slow Odie to a 26-mile-an-hour chase at one point. Now, I don't think he could get over, to begin with, 50 from Birmingham, because it was what you call a coolered box truck.
Yeah.
And, as you look at this, we'll just slide this forward a little bit as we get on up here.
It's like Hansel and Gretel. He had grapes behind him. And
as you'll see the truck leaning there, the tires were damaged. The left side went down. And I was asking about this because I didn't know this until then. Spike strips are harder to bust 18-wheelers and things of this nature than regular cars. It'll get a regular car pretty quick there.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about those big trucks. Our auto tires, our car tires, they're
look at that smoke.
3-ply. And then you're talking about these 18-wheelers are up to 10-ply. So
smoke is coming. And then as it went further, and we're going to get over here to where he was arrested, smoke was coming. And then we had parts of the truck start to come off, Odie. It was coming apart. As those tires busted, it would bust the fenders, and the headlights and everything was flying off in the road. And let's go here and let's just slide this across till we get to the end. This chase, I want to say I was in it 25 minutes, something to that effect, following close behind. And this would stop at mile marker 157. We're coming up on it here. This is where you go to Macon. Just at the top of this hill, the truck could not make it. It got down to like 8 miles an hour, and he was still trying to go.
I think I can.
That's right.
Never mind.
All right, here's the ending. And of course, we stayed back because it was rumored at one point they didn't know what he had in his hand. And, well, we ain't getting close when we don't know what somebody's got.
Yeah.
We stayed a safe distance. We stayed over here. See the truck still smoking. Now we're going to switch to this side. He's right up in there is where he is. I'm trying to see if I can find the picture of him. There he is. As you can tell, he broke out of his hospital breeches. He still has on him, Odie. What do you call the things when you go to the hospital?
Oh, yeah, where you do their bleeds.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel good when they take them off of you.
That's probably why he still got them on.
So, for whatever reason, he left a hospital in a hurry, jumped in the first available. And there's probably some guy, because onions were falling out of the back of the truck. The guy was literally, most likely, in the middle of unloading his truck because the back of it was open. And onions and grapes would fly out every once in a while and hit the highway as it came about. He was taken into custody, I'm sure extradited back to Birmingham pretty quickly there from the Mississippi Highway Patrol. The Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department, again, assisted with this. A huge MPD joined in right there as it crossed. This was barely into the city limits of Meridian. One of the biggest car chases we've seen since that morning with that 18-wheeler. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, that went all through town just about.
Yeah.
Man, that was a big one.
So these are the two biggest ones that I remember.
And from a hospital, medical, looks like he, like you said, possibly some mental issues, maybe some medical that he's dealing with. And foremost, we hope that he gets the help that he needs. Prayers for him. But at the end of the day, what he did was wrong.
Correct.
What he did was put a lot of people's lives at danger.
And he gave up peacefully. This old boy, and I don't know if you can see it here. Kind of like a Rambo standing up there. He's not some little pudgy fella. He's very physically fit, so to speak. But he gave up without incident.
And that's good.
Taken into custody and was placed into the back of a patrol car and went away. But that was by far one of the biggest stories we had over the weekend that took place. And again, we can say that everything, it went as textbook planned. Everything that is trained upon with the Sheriff's Department as they deployed all that, it worked perfect. No one was hurt. There was no injuries from cars. That was probably behind us. Oh boy, let me tell you, traffic.
Oh, I'm telling you what, it doesn't take long that you get traffic backed up on our interstate.
And again, we followed as closely as we could without interfering with everything. We stayed a safe distance between there and police and went. My oh my. But we want to just say a big thank you to law enforcement with what they done from the Mississippi Highway Patrol. We had a little bit of everybody. Fire departments were on standby as this came about. The Meridian Fire Department showed up on scene to make sure that the truck didn't burn after all of that, and it could have. But practice, and training paid off with this. And I just want to say a thank you to all our law enforcement officials that done such a fantastic job making this end safely. We'll be right back.
For something as vital as your eyes, you should have your lenses and contacts made with the utmost care and precision. And that's what Grayson Optical does on 24th Avenue. Since 1996, Grayson Optical's mission has been to provide Meridian and surrounding areas with quality eye care products. That's why we're locally owned and operated. And don't forget, custom-made sunglasses like Costa for your eyes only. When you need to see clearly, Grayson Optical. 2021 24th Avenue, Meridian. 601-693-6374.
Hi folks, Paul Brown with Dixie Buildings. We're here to take care of all your building needs for your personal and your business needs. That includes portable buildings, carports, sheds. Don't forget your hunting camps are coming in. You can start out with our 8x10s. If we cannot haul it, we can build it for you on site. We have two locations, one on Highway 19 South and our home office just around the corner on Long Creek Road. Just give us a call at 601-483-4943.
Advanced Auto Glass by Joey can handle all your windshield repair and replacement needs. Service work is guaranteed and covered by warranty. Our technicians are professional, auto glass trained, and have over 100 years of combined experience. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey utilizes in-house calibrations for vehicle safety systems. Most insurances are accepted, and reliable mobile service is available in surrounding areas. Keep cars cool and secure with custom tinting, side mirror replacement, and Aquapel windshield wipers. There's one clear choice in auto glass repair. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
Welcome back, and we will get into the chaos in Clark County coming up in just a moment.
Yeah, we brought something up talking about our fancy little cups, and we told you that at the break we were going to find that girl's present. We're going to try and get it to her, but she has to show up to pick it up.
Right.
But now, isn't that right there just beautiful? That's
yeah,
just
it
pretty
is.
cool right there. And I mean, Mr. Russell did a fantastic job.
How much can you fit in that glass there, Odie?
Oh, well,
Is that big enough for her?
Well, she'll have to keep refilling it.
But that truly is handwork.
That is
Craftsmanship, is that the word?
craftsmanship. Yeah, staying busy with his hands. Yes.
So we say thank you for all that you do.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about what happened on North Frontage Road. You ever seen the drug dog go to work? Well, we were there to capture this. And let me set this up before I show you the pictures. A car traveling westbound on I-20 leaves the roadway. You know those nice poles they have with lights?
Yeah.
It's gone.
Oh, no more.
Out of there. It would then jump the North Frontage Road, and go across into a car lot and hit a parked car. Which usually gets the attention of the Meridian Police Department, and well, it did.
Yeah.
Let's go here, take a look here. We'll show you the scene, and then I'm going to show you. Let's show you the still picture. This is where the car came in. All the airbags just kind of tapped right into the back of that Jeep sitting there, Barker Auto.
Don't get it on a discount today.
Markdown. There's the pole. You see the pole there gone? And here we come across.
Man.
It rang the bell as it went through the parking lot. And here it goes there. Now, let me go here, and we're gonna skip to where the dog. When they bring in this dog, he means pretty much business. When he goes to sniffing things, he's trained.
Yeah.
You're around it more than I am. Let me pull this up. All right, here we go. Let me pull this up where you can see this. All right, here's the dog right here. See the Toyota car? Here's the dog here. He's just been brought up to it. Let's hit play. He's going down the side of the car sniffing. And he's got a pretty good sniffer on him there. Now, watch this. See how he just sat down? I didn't know this, but after they sniff, and when he sits, it means that's
it.
That's it right there. Huh. So I learned a little something out of that. And he gets a big pat on the head here as he's told, good job. And he gets to go back. Now they're going to start investigating what's going on there.
That gave them probable cause to do some more investigation.
From what I understand, also someone was given a test they forgot to study for.
Oh, they didn't pass it.
Didn't pass that test. And again, everything is being charged on the scene. It was a suspicion of a DUI. And then, on top of it, some warrants and then some stuff there that the dog pointed out. Paraphernalia, is that the word? That's a tough one. Paraphernalia.
Paraphernalia.
Yeah, before 8 o'clock, saying a word like that. Whew!
It's one of them very long.
But, this was... let me go here and show you some more pictures. Little handcuffing, that's what
he
it
got
looks.
a pair of bracelets.
Yes, sir, you'll get those. But that's back to that. But what a day that was. And again, you think of leaving it, hitting a pole, and then crossing the highway.
Yeah.
How it could have hit somebody innocent driving down the road.
Yeah.
A female was there also. She was taken into custody for being in the car. We don't know what the charges are, but 2 people left in bracelets from the scene there on North Frontage Road.
Wow.
Now, our next headline, when you don't know everything that you know. We hadn't officially gotten a statement on this. I'd talked to our friends at Clark County Hot Topics, and it was total chaos is the way to word this in Clark County. And let me show you here. We'll show you the picture, and then we're going to click on this. Quitman police arrived to the scene. This was down by the Shell gas station. This happened Friday night around 9:45, if I remember right. Let me go here and pull this up here. Here's the scene, the live video footage from what was going on in Clark County. And the best way to describe this, Odie, is they were shooting fireworks at cars coming into town. I think it's the best way to word that.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter who showed up. they just continued doing it. And let's just hit play here so you can see this. Again, compliments of Clark County, Hot Topics.
They fighting over here. Ain't no talking. They fighting at the jail station.
They're fighting at the shell station now. Need you to be around to the shell station.
Shell station, we got that part.
PD, myself, and just turning around. We're just.
Hey, Fred.
And as you'll see this, it's a large crowd as we slide all of this around and take a look at what was going on.
Mayor just called me. Y'all break it.
And we got Clark County deputies now on the scene as we look at this. And see, they don't care.
And those are the mortars. Those are very dangerous if you're shooting towards someone. That could cause more than just a problem.
But, this goes on and on as the chaos continued there in Clark County. I don't think anybody was arrested. They were prepared the next night as this all went on. And again, we hadn't gotten an official statement as to who and what and how, but it was kind of overrun there in Quitman there around the Shell station. And then they would move down to the area called Quail Run and pick back up for a little bit while a little longer with continued stuff going on with this.
And that's trying to harm a police officer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That should have been swarm and bringing somebody in. You don't allow that type of activity to your police officers at all. That should be zero to deal with on that. And I think it's 4 dogs in the city, 1 per shift. I don't think they have 16.
And what I didn't show on the other one was Mississippi Highway Patrol let old Fido out of the car there when we stopped the truck, and it was a German Shepherd. And he looked like he was ready to do a little business. Because I was thinking, hold on to that chain because I want to come back here.
You don't want to pet him?
No, I told Greg, open the door.
Let me in. Oh, man, it's something. Now, Sandra, she asked, this is Bradford pear is the type of wood that is.
Oh, that's different than that?
This is
cherry.
This is cherry. That's a Bradford pear. Is that not beautiful?
How do you know your wood's there, Odie?
He wrote them on the bottom.
Okay. Well, he's been watching way too much Bob the Builder to be able to look at this stuff. Ceramic.
Yeah. Ding, 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 ding.
You kind of know this one there.
What is it? Velvet?
But if y'all happen to know him, y'all tell him what a fine job that he done.
Bobby said you ought to see his camper.
Oh,
well, if he did something like this with just a little piece of wood, I can imagine what he did with a house or a camper. Wow.
So there you are. So we got more coming up as we travel along this morning. Already 7:34. Monday is flying by us. We'll be right back.
On a hot day chasing crime in Meridian, to make a man thirsty, there's no better way than an ice-cold Coca-Cola to quench your thirst.
Or an ice-cold Diet Coke if you prefer that flavor.
No matter where you're at, stop by a local store and support that store and Meridian Coca-Cola. They're supporting us every day.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Everything starts with a great grill, cookware, and accessories. Add in locally sourced meat and dairy, frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, and daybeds and have fun with our cornhole boards. From animal print coolers to authentic Louis Vuitton purses, we have what you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
At Pettit Jewelers in Philadelphia, Mississippi, trust Nicole with your priceless heirloom jewelry. With generations of refined expertise, she ensures your cherished pieces are meticulously cared for. Pettit Jewelers, Philadelphia.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
And welcome back. Your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie. We are sitting at 7:35 this morning. Again, as we look at the temperatures, we're sitting at 72, 73 right now. But temperatures are going to warm up. As I can see the sunlight coming through the studio window. 95 with a heat index of 100. Now we will have a chance of an afternoon shower making its way. We have it off the coast there of Florida at this point. But we do expect a few showers, 40% chance to. And again, they can kind of pop up.
Yeah, we'll get the little low heat summertime shower. And, we got the fair coming. So, of course,
Choctaw Indian Fair
we know
arrives.
that's going to bring some water to dump on that red clay, because you can't have a fair out there without red clay soup.
No, we got two fairs, the Indian Fair and then moving into the Choctaw Indian Fair.
Yeah.
To the Neshoba County Fair at the end. And as we looked all the way toward the end of the month, it's rain and red mud, and that's what will happen down there around cold water.
Don't wear your white shoes.
No, it's not typically a good thing there.
Don't wear flip-flop. You'll lose it.
Now, remind me, didn't we have an accident last year on the racetrack? Wasn't that last year that we had the horse stumble? But he recovered from his injuries.
I believe so.
So we're hoping good things happen this year. It's good races, and you said no political speaking this year. Did I understand?
I don't. Well, now we may have somebody come in and talk, but typically you won't have a lot of people up there on the stump because it's not an election year. But you may have a state representative or the governor come in and say a word, but that's going to be it. Next year be a whole different story.
I can almost see it, because there's already some of them saying, "Hey, I want to be your governor." I can see Andy Gibson already wanting to take the stump to talk about things. And let's see here what they list on the Neshoba County Fair site. I was looking for a schedule, but I don't guess they actually do that on here. I don't see anything. Harness racing.
They should have a schedule somewhere.
Well, I don't see it.
We'll find it, and I know somebody that's with the association's watching, so send us a schedule. We'll put that out.
You ever heard of Larry Fleet? Looks like he's going to be a singer.
I haven't that I know of, but somebody said that he is real good, and I just hadn't had a chance. I don't know them either.
Let's see, the Molly, I don't know them either.
I know the Molly and the Ringwalls, yeah.
They lost? What do they do?
No, they're pretty good.
You know this?
Been there a few times.
What
Jason
about
Miller? Don't know him right off.
Okay.
The Mustache Band.
Okay, and I don't know the Smoke. Okay. We'll get an official schedule there, and there's bound to be somebody we know that is coming there.
Paxton? Don't know him. Well, the Molly Ringwalls, I'm sure you've heard them.
No, I can't say I have.
Somewhere. You just didn't know you did.
Are they local, or are they like...
They're not local.
Okay. All right. Yeah, well, there seems to be, I need to learn a lot more about that.
Broaden your horizon.
Speaking of, I rode with my wife twice this weekend, and it's not normally a lot of travel that we travel together, because I'm usually busy, but I rode with her, and then I had to steal her car and throw her out. Greg jumped in, I threw her out. But we discovered something this weekend. Her musical taste is awful. Let's just get down to it. I didn't know none of that stuff she was playing. It was pretty miserable.
See, it's just different than yours.
Well, I don't really...
You and Greg are stuck. Y'all have the mono music gene, where y'all are stuck on one little circle on the music list.
But the great thing about it is my circle is good. I mean, a little Leonard Skinner jumps in there every once in a while, and a lot of Hank and this and that.
Not saying it's not good, but you ought to imagine what's out there.
I've tested it, and it's not good.
Using the wrong pump.
Bless her heart. I mean, it's just, I tried to help her. I can even handle, what was that song, Play Some Funky Music, White Boy? I can even handle a little bit of that. But some of that stuff, she had something last night, I don't even know what it was, and I constantly go, change that. Now, you have to realize when I'm by myself, I don't listen to the radio. You can't. I don't listen to music because you got to stay focused as to what's happening in town.
You'll be singing a song and get lost.
Yes, and you can't do that. It's got to be total quietness up in the report mobile. So you'll know where to go, what to do, and phone calls coming in of where something's happening. And I, honestly, the only time I get to really hear music's in the studio. So we had some disagreements.
They like my mono music, Gene. Get down tonight. Yeah.
That was who? That was disco, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was kind of. Disco's good.
Steve, now you can't be taking up for her and you don't even know what that is, because I can't tell you what it was. I even saw, God bless them, I don't know who Fleetwood Mac, I've heard the name Fleetwood Mac, something popped up by them and I didn't even know it. And go man. Away, I can handle, what was that song? Jesse's Girl. That was his only hit. I do remember that one. So.
Jesse's Girl, yep. Yeah. The Red Clay Strays. Had some friends that went and saw them this weekend, said they put on a heck of a show. But now I tell you, was it last year at the Jimmy Rogers, they performed in the Temple Theater, and I liked it. A lot of gospel up in there.
Seem to be clean cut guys.
Really, really good. A lot of some Christian music that's in there from Mobile, Alabama. Doing good, but that was. They'd be great up there.
KC and the Sunshine, Get Down Tonight.
Yeah, that's them.
Yeah. I have heard of them.
Anita said you didn't mess with her preset stations, did you?
Well, you couldn't, because I'd used up all the fast, whatever it is, Pandora music. You couldn't go any further. She ran out of skips, and it was an argument for 30 minutes. Please turn that off. If you won't turn it off, turn it down. Come on. Down. I can sit in silence.
You need to get you some earbuds.
Well, if it ain't good, it ain't good. And I just can't help it. I'm set in my ways. Hey, we had a little fender bender out by Toomsuba, Odie. Did you see this one there?
Look at there.
Front bumper is going to need to be taken care of.
Fender ripper.
Yeah. Highway 11 and 80 near Toomsuba. They'll be okay there. Now, as we get near the Pearl River Resort, we had a pretty big fender bender there.
Yeah.
Rump row, as we look at that one there. A little fluid on the highway, so to speak.
Yeah, a little bit of wetness there.
We had to bring in the fire department and get that all cleaned up and everybody back on the road. We also had another one here in Neshoba County. Now, this was actually Newton County, Hickory, Newton, Highway 11. Mississippi Highway Patrol had to show up on. See, look at that one.
Wow.
Yep, them boys were busy this weekend.
It'd be like you. You said that you stopped and got Angie out of the vehicle. Yeah. She said she's going to put you out.
She'd like to. It's just, I'm too old to change. And we had this argument when we were younger, too. I just ride less. Now, I've learned my lesson of I can't handle that.
It's easier to spend twice as much on gas.
Yes, sir. I'll just take my own. But really, 90% of my stuff is in silent. Every now and then you'll break loose with a little Kenny Rogers, Daytime Friends, Nighttime Losers. Daytime
Losers
Friends.
or lovers?
Lovers, yeah. I guess they lost in the end there. You get lost as her trembling hand dials the telephone.
Yeah, that's it.
Ain't nothing like a good country song there. Is she over there saying something?
Yeah, she said she's going to kick you out.
She needs to do something. She just doesn't realize the talent that I have there. I'm trying to teach you there. As we go back and look at a few things that happened on this day. It was 1865. The very first woman was executed in the U.S. of A. Now, I'm not so sure she was guilty of anything, but she was guilty by association. John Wilkes Booth hung out at her place, and, well, they didn't like that. Mary Surratt was arrested, tried, and hung with the other men in the assassination of Abe Lincoln.
Yeah, tall hat.
I went blank there for just a second there.
I'm with you on that.
This is another one of those that I can't handle his music.
You didn't like the Beatles?
No, and Ringo Starr was really not my type. I didn't care for all that there. Let's see here. You remember this woman?
I remember her.
She made the newspapers once or twice. Jessica Hahn was born in 59. Jim Baker, you will associate those two, so to speak, there. Today was a big day for the U.S. Air Force.
Oh, the day he signed his blank check.
1950, he joined up and went off to fight. You know, I was reading a thing of him. On his birth certificate, it had J.R. Cash. He really didn't have an actual name. He would later adapt John, and then once in the military, he signed up as Johnny. They made him, he signed up as Johnny R., and referred to mostly as John R. Cash, but when he was born, it was J.R.
Well, I'll be darned.
Now, as you talk about gospel songs, woo, it don't get no better than this. And again, as he described this, he wrote this of sitting there in church, and he said he had this overwhelming sensation to walk down the aisle. He was drew to the pulpit, and where he asked God to forgive him, and he sat down and wrote a song about it. It was Chris Christopherson. Wow. Lord. That was strong, and I think a lot of us know that song. Some may know that, may not know that he recorded it and was the man behind it. But whew, the Stamps redone it. Why me, Lord? Just strong. Let's see what else happened today. Do you remember this one?
Oh, I do. That was a good one.
Now, even I know this one. When doves cry.
Yeah.
It had some moaning at the beginning of it. Something like that. And I thought, my Lord, what is happening? And then it was Prince.
He was talented, very good artist, and he had the ability to write, and he continued to write for a long time. And then after he passed is when his family found all this music that he had written but never done anything with.
They got enough to release from now on, probably.
Yeah, but very talented. This guy right here disappointed me.
He did, and he was good.
Yes.
As he walked into an old bar, met an old friend of his. What was the name of that song? Glory Days.
Glory Days.
1984, the #1 album, born in the USA. We had to look at that ball cap for many years.
But boy, his politicalness kind of, wow.
I thought this was pretty good.
Boy, that's deep.
It is deep there. The best way to predict your future is to create it. Oh, Abe.
Or if you won't push forward through life, you can just sit there and have a meaningless life. And I see so many people out there with just a plain meaningless life. Oh, me. Will somebody take care of me? Oh, me. I can't go find a job. Oh, me.
Get up and do something is what he's trying to say.
Go do something.
Shake a leg.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Halito, this is Choctaw Princess Leilani Allen. Join us for our Diamond Year celebration, the 75th Choctaw Indian Fair, July 8th through 12th.
Enjoy performances from top artists Tasha Cobbs Leonard, Tatanka Means, Indigenous, Chapel Hart, Chris Young, and Flo Rida. Experience Choctaw art, food, dancing, and carnival rides. Ignite your competitive spirit with Res Run, Iron Warrior, volleyball, and the Cornhole Tournament. Visit ChoctawIndianFair.com and like us on Facebook.
Hope to see you there. Hatspisalatige.
Hi, this is Nick at Doc's Toyota, and we are excited to put you in a new Toyota today. We have no dealer markup, no hidden fees, no hassle, and our inventory is always priced to move. Our top-notch sales department and first-class service after the sale guarantees you a fast and comfortable buying experience like you've never had. So come see why month after month, more and more customers have chose to buy from Doc's Toyota. So come see us here at Doc's Toyota in Philadelphia at docstoyota.com or on Facebook. And remember, there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built-in, or conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group.
Spring is here. It's time to get your lawn looking its best with Kubota mowers. Parish Tractor's Kubota Z232 KW42 is the perfect mower for a pristine lawn. And now, you can own one with payments as low as $95 a month. Visit Parish Tractor today and take advantage of this amazing offer. 2.99% APR financing now through 6/30/25. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more information.
More than a tractor store.
obviously a lot of Prince fans out there.
Prince was good. Yep.
Would you say that his biggest was When Doves Cry?
Or
is Purple Rain bigger? Which one's the biggest?
Probably Purple Rain.
What about Little Red Corvette? It isn't bigger than
That's pretty big. And then you had the
1999 song, Party Like It's 19.
Yep, Party Like It's 1999, and then the Red
Beret.
Raspberry Beret.
You sure it was raspberry and wasn't cherry?
Yep.
Okay.
So he had a lot of stuff. Purple Rain was huge.
So you're betting that was the biggest one? I know they did a movie of it.
Yeah, I'm going to say that was it. Yeah.
And he did play a lot of instruments. Deborah said she thinks he played 26.
Yeah, and that there was one that he put out, and he played every single instrument on that recording. And I could see that.
I remember watching the first time Dick Clark introduced him on American Bandstand. He was kind of shy at the beginning there, and he didn't have a whole lot to say, and he just went into playing. But you got to give credit where credit is due, and he was talented.
Yeah,
he wasn't a Michael Jackson, but he was talented.
No, and I don't know if we've seen the likes of Michael Jackson again. That's a huge bar for someone to try and reach. And I'm not saying that there's nobody out there good enough, but I think Michael Jackson's got it from now on. You can't really top him.
Let's see, my favorite of all, it falls in this. Elvis would top, and somebody brought up Elvis. I think Elvis was the creator of it. Prince was good, and also Michael Jackson would come in at 2, and Hank fits somewhere in between 2 and 3. But Elvis, the king, I will always have that thought.
Now, he was, because he was the one that started everything with the juke and jive and the moving around.
To this moment, I can listen to Elvis all day long. There isn't hardly a bad song, unless it was one of those movie cuts that just wasn't real popular. But Elvis's stuff was over the top. As we had a quieter weekend in Meridian, Mississippi, down in Laurel, not so quiet as we see that 3 were shot in Laurel over the weekend. Did you hear about that?
No.
So the Laurel PD investigating a large shooting over the weekend there. Wow. Crime happens all around. We have gotten a little pause. Thank heavens for all this happening here in Meridian. We had someone that was it was a fatality that was struck by a car in Jackson over the weekend. We send condolences to family members on that one. That is so hard. It happened on I-55 there at the Frontage Road, right there as it runs along there. And again, we've had that happen here in Meridian. It's not pretty. It's not nice, but keep in mind, crossing an interstate, and Jackson is much busier when you get into that traffic than Meridian is.
Yeah, well, you got a couple more lanes on each side. I'd love for them to come through and add a lane on each one of ours.
Ooh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Especially when you get down to through the Meridian area where you got all those the concrete separating it.
Yeah.
It'd be good to have another lane there, a turn lane, where those outside lanes could keep rolling and keep away from the rest of us.
Now, Kevin made a good point.
What's that?
With Elvis, because if it wasn't for Forrest Gump, he would have never been able to dance.
Good point. Good point there.
We got to remember that. Forrest taught him how to dance there in the room.
What a movie there. He taught a lot of folks there. Would you like to see where I'm shot?
Play some ping pong.
You can do that too good. It's kind of scary.
I got to pay.
That's exactly what he said. And they really made that footage there when he went before the press. That was good. How those creators put all that together and dubbed it in.
Yeah.
Nita, as we'll get reports there from Laurel, we'll include that because Laurel not that far from here. What, 60 miles?
Hey, I mean, that's where Amy grew up. In Laurel, so yeah.
And so that we had, as we look at Vicksburg, they've made an arrest in the ATM break-in.
Them things can't be real easy to get into.
Well, we had a string of them broke in here too. If you remember, they made it all the way to Texas before they got arrested. Started in Quitman, and it had to be, as we go back and talk about ATM break-ins, that was an inside job of somebody from a factory that gave codes and they were going to ATMs with taking the machine apart and taking the money out. And they would $10,000 or so, whatever was left in the machine overnight or the weekend, and off they went.
Oof.
They got stopped at Orange, Texas, and went to jail.
Dang it.
Didn't have all the money with them, if I remember, that they had taken.
Spent all that.
Well, no, they'd given it to the drop-off man, and they had gotten their cut of what they were promised, and that's all they had on them.
So they got their 50%.
It was a little less. They were, what do they call it?
They were cheap criminals?
They were cheap criminals. They were not smart. The criminal mind behind it gave them like a third.
Yeah. You bring me $100,000 and I'll give you 20.
Yeah, they were not good bargainers. And, and I don't know whether they told on who did it or not. Sometimes as a criminal, it's not real good to tell who done what.
And smart ones probably say, you don't need to know me, see me, or nothing. You just be here at this time and I'll
That's what Odie tells all of his people.
That's right. Oh, yeah.
Let's see what else is happening across. A new panhandling law goes into effect in Mississippi. It's well under effect here in Mississippi now. Can't be sleeping on sidewalks and all that. And that is one of the biggest things that this administration faces, because it is a problem in Meridian, Mississippi.
And now there's a state law that goes to help curb that.
So what will be done? And again, we don't have an answer as to where you can send people like this. I don't. But you cannot thrive as a town with that sleeping on your streets. Now you're going to have some of those that lean to the left that say, yeah, Scotty Ray, you're wrong. Yes, inhumane. They got to go. You can't do that. You cannot have a city in it survive and do that. You cannot let people do the things that they do on the streets.
If everybody that thought that way would pool their money together.
Move to New York?
Well, no.
Oh.
And build a house and invite every one of these people to come live there and take care of them, we wouldn't have this problem.
They could solve the world's problem.
They could solve the world's problem. But when you go up to the ones who are saying, hey, we ought to do this for them, and say, well, I need some money out of your pocket, they're the first ones to go, well no, that's not what I mean. But these people, we've tried to give them a place to go and some shelter, but they refuse to go. So it's no longer our problem. But it is to the fact that people are, if somebody gets out of the shopping center and wants to go into a particular store, then there's somebody laid out sleeping right there. A lot of people are not going to go by them to go in this store. They'll just say, no, I'll go somewhere else. So you're hurting business is what you're doing.
You're true. I wanted to test your knowledge here. What did I do with this story? See how good you are at this. I'm going to move back over to this one here in just a second. I want to show you this guy first, see if you recognize him. Let me find my story.
The new Mississippi law where wine can be shipped to your house, so that did go into effect. It's got to be from an out-of-town vendor. It can't be from someone local. But they can now deliver that straight to your home.
This is from Daily Mail. Tell me if you recognize this guy, Odie.
He vaguely does look familiar. Who is that?
Any guesses? I would never know him. There's just absolutely no way that I could tell you that this was Gary Ewing. You remember him?
Well, I'm going to take Greg's liner. I didn't get that show. I didn't watch Dallas. I didn't want nothing. That was, to me, I got better things to do.
But he was a big star back in the day, and I would not recognize him at this point. Now, let me show you this one, because I sent this out yesterday to the judge and said, Judge, can you identify this woman? This also from Daily Mail. Let me show you her picture. Did you see that?
Oof.
There's a more close-up picture of her there. Now, any resemblance there? Let's scroll down and let's unveil who that is. You ready for this one? Now, she's only 70 now. I know a lot of 70-year-olds that look virtually like they did when they were younger.
That's true.
Are you ready for this button? I'm just to shock everybody.
Y'all just don't know it.
All right, here we go. The unveil. You remember her
Chrissy.
from Three's Company? Well, it wasn't Chrissy. It was the one that took her.
Took
Chrissy's place as the nurse. Which part did she? I was trying to remember her character's name. Barnes was her real name, and she was also a Bond girl. Joyce Witt, but there she is there. But what a change that was.
Yeah.
I'll think of her character's name there in just a little bit. But there you go. She does not look like she wants to. Now, I ain't making fun of nobody. I don't want nobody to think that. But I'm just showing you time has its way with everyone. Terry, that was the name.
Okay.
Terry. She was the nurse on there with Jack.
All right.
Sometimes Father Time is good. Sometimes he's not quite as nice to other people.
That's true.
Wow. We'll be right back with birthdays. We're going to let that sink in.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Heblon Heating and Air Conditioning to save the day. We can keep you comfortable with special savings for your home, like up to $3,000 off new HVAC systems or a tune-up for just $69. Keep the power on with a generator. Get $200 off installs and 0% financing for 60 months. We do it all at Heblon Heating and Air Conditioning and offer financing options for any repair or installation. Call for a free quote or visit us online at HeblonHeatingandCooling.com.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Welcome back, and we're getting word of an accident that has just occurred. This will be near Walgreens on 24th Street. This will be 15th Street.
Avenue.
24th Avenue, yeah. 15th Street. Didn't get that out quite right, did I? Here's 14th as you're coming down from Baptist Anderson, right here to the intersection. You go up to where your office is. And then this is the backside. Here's Walgreens right here. Queen City Medical Equipment right here on the corner. This is right where they tore down that house.
Yeah, right there. And that is a
Dreams Come True Daycare Center sits here.
A heck of a place to try and get in and out of. So we don't know if the road is blocked. But if you're in that area, definitely.
I've got somebody close by that's going to get us a report in just a moment. There, we'll get that posted as soon as we get that. That should be momentarily here in a few moments. There.
Yeah.
We hope everybody's okay, but it is. We're being told at this point there are injuries involved in this accident.
Yeah. So be careful out there. Prayers for them and. Boy, you're talking about Johnny on the spot, and that Meridian Fire Department, it doesn't take them long to get there, especially now. They wasn't but a block away.
They can walk.
They can, and I bet half of them run down there, and one says, well, I'll go get the truck.
I can't tell you how many times that light pole has been taken out there, snapped, and destroyed on that corner.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether it's a blind spot there or if people just simply just ease out not paying attention.
Well, there's a blind spot on, is that 13th Street and 24th Avenue coming from east to west. And I tell you what, there's some trees lining the road and you can't see anything coming.
That's right.
It is very, very dangerous. So be careful when you come to these intersections, and you can't really see around a lot of trees.
We will have this in just a second. I almost got it. And again, this is not going to be the best typed out perfect, but we will fix that in a moment.
But hey, now that's news right there.
It's coming up on the page, and it says it's there. Let's refresh this so we can show this to everybody of what has happened. Where did it go? Maybe it hadn't posted yet. Let's do what they call refresh it. Here we go.
So yes, the road is blocked.
It is, and as we look at that, as you can see, there's a red car involved in it, and there's another car, looks to be right there. So this is right there at the corner near Walgreens. Be careful. The street is blocked at this point, and they'll get that cleaned up as quickly as they can.
Yeah, give them some room.
Metro, as you can see, approaching here in the background. They haven't quite made it on scene there, but they are approaching, so...
Looks like both 15th Street is blocked, along with some 24th Avenue is blocked.
Sure does.
So it looks like that whole intersection right now.
Yeah, because it knocked this car into 15th Street.
Yeah.
That's 24th there, where the fire truck is blocking the road.
So definitely be careful.
So you have to use the other side, 14th Street, to get into Walgreens at this point.
Yep.
Well, let's see. Wayne said there was 3 train derailments over the weekend.
Now I did know there was one in Mississippi, and I hadn't really looked. I haven't studied any of that yet. So places you can see stop signs for trees. Is it illegal? You're getting into a gray area. Are you responsible? Yes. So the owner of those trees is responsible.
Cut them down where you can see.
You know, it's just like if you're outside and you're building a fire and you're in the county and you're getting rid of some of your trash, that's legal. You're in the county. But if your smoke blocks a highway and causes a wreck, that's your smoke. You cause that wreck, you are responsible. So remember, you can legally burn, but that smoke belongs to you, and anything that it does is your responsibility.
All right, what do we have in birthdays today?
We've got a few birthdays. Let's see, we got Lori Little Francis is having a birthday. Ty Ford, he's got a birthday today. Raiden King had a birthday yesterday. Mitchell Randall's having a birthday all the way up there in Alaska. Bobby Warren turns 87 years young. Braden Chisholm's got a birthday. And Mitch, happy birthday. And Ann said that she was going to carry you out for a big steak dinner, a night out on the town, and buy you anything you want for your 72nd birthday. So, Mitch Malone, happy birthday, my friend. And you make Ann take good care of you out there. Just don't give her any matches. You'll be okay. So,
big joke with that is she sometimes lets her little spread.
Yeah, she burns some trash too. So
don't let her participate.
That's right.
All right, as we get ready to go, Odie, have you had a chance there to pull us up
let's get this app to start and see where the good Lord's going to take us. All right. So the Lord's going to take us to Proverbs 9, verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. You know, anxiety, we all get anxiety, but anxiety is actually fear from unknown, and that's what's giving us the anxiety. And if we don't have the Lord Jesus Christ as our Savior, we'll get anxiety of what's next in our life because of fear of what we could end up going to. But one thing that will give us comfort, that is knowing Jesus Christ. And the more we study Him, the more we understand Him, the more we know that His love for us is absolute. And He is always there to bring us up of whatever pit we're in. Y'all invite Him into your heart, study Him, get to know Him, and understand Him, and He will give you peace. Y'all have a wonderful Monday. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Remember, we love you. Have a great day.